So I've got a little interference I'm dealing with when my motor box, when I fold it down, there's a rub that I missed before I, of course, put the top and sides, or top on it, something with this framing, and it appears to be this fuse and relay box. Must be that edge, and I'm not exactly sure. So I'm going to try to figure out exactly what's rubbing. And it happens right below, before it closes all the way down. And so that's what I'm dealing with. So what I'm going to do is put my laser across here and point right at that top edge, because I think that's what it is. So when I take that cover off, there's a top cover, then I don't hear the rubbing. Now, one thing I did do is I adjusted this plate. There's a mounting plate here that the engine controller is mounted to, and this relay box. I was able to tip it down a little bit, and the rubbing got better. It's almost gone, but I don't want something that close to rubbing, because I want it to be decent clearance, and because the engine vibrating and things, it'll rub. So I'm going to see if I can get this figured out. So I got my laser just to give me this reference line here, vertical line, right at that top corner. So then when I close this, I can see whereabouts it's interfering. Sure, so when I put this down, a little bit of a catch there. And then what this is showing me is it's right the bottom part of this curve, and I've got a support board up in there. So that tells me where the interference is. So if I look up in here, and I will I can show you. Give me a second. So if you notice, it's interfering with that front support board right there. So I thought I had that all taken care of, but obviously I didn't. And and what I thought about doing is re-drilling these 4 holes and moving this relay box down a little bit. I really don't want to do that. I'm not drilling that thing. So I'm going to try to find out. I need to trying to make a way for some witness marks, because I forget exactly. I'll have to see, because actually that board, when it comes down on the front side. So it must just be rubbing somehow, right there. So I'll work on this some more. Okay, I'm gonna try something here. There's that edge. I'm gonna see if I can put my phone like that. As I close this, it ought to show me what's going on. You see it? See it rub right there? I'm gonna take a look, see if I can see. So what I did is I put this bungee cord in here, and then I just sort of set my phone in looking in this direction on this edge to kind of see. That's how I was able to see what was going on there with that interference. And so that's what I I did in the previous video when you could see me put my phone down in here and then closing that up. Okay, that worked good. So yes, I could see it, and the edge that it's rubbing on is this back edge right there, because you can see this notch that I originally cut out for like this connector, which I don't think I ended up needing, but it's that back edge there. So I'm gonna have to, I'd like to see exactly where, but what I'll do is I will sand that down and then I'll have to reseal that part, but that's the way it goes. All right, so I measured from, remember this top edge is what's rubbing, so I measured from this side here over to here, and then I closed this, and then measured from the side to the side of that, and that's 3/4 of an inch thick. So then I was able to calculate from there to the edge what's the right side of that tape. So in between those two pieces of tape, on this edge here, I'll get my Dremel tool in there and just take that edge off just a little bit, and then it shouldn't interfere with the top edge of this relay box. All right, I ended up using my rasp to take off this edge a little bit instead of Dremel tool. I figured that'd give me a little more control. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my phone back down here, and where's the edge? To show that this top edge here. There's the edge I'm looking for. Oh. I did this before. Okay, so now I'll put this down in here. There's the edge I'm looking for. Let's see if there's enough light. Put this down and see what kind of margin I have. So what it look like? Take a look here. So based on that video, I needed to take off some more. So I did that, and I also noticed this wire harness was moving also. So I'm gonna have to, I moved it down a little bit, but I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Also at some point. Let's see here. This is better. Actually, I might raise this up a little more. You can see it better. Okay. Let's try that. Right. What did that look like? Okay. I think I need it right up close. Let's see if this works. Hopefully I can see that coming down right there. I'm having a hard time getting this to work. Need it to focus. Hopefully it focuses on that tape, but then hopefully it sees enough of it. Just need to see just a little bit of this edge. I just wanted to see how much space I have. I think I have enough. Let's see. Okay, that worked. I've got enough clearance from the wood when it comes down to this top edge. You can see how I've got that browned off. And so I'll encapsulate that. And then this should be good. I need to see if any of this motor box framing was hitting these wires here. I think it is. See if this will show a little better. Angle it a little bit. See how much those wires move. So it does look like it's pushing these down just a little, and I don't want that, so I'm going to need to do something here to, I want those to be held down. I'll need to bungee them or use a zip tie or something. Somehow I want these, because I don't want it touching, because that'll just vibrate and rub, and so I need to figure something out there. All right, let's see if I've got it. Basically, I don't want any movement. Those wires, I adjusted one of them. Let's see if that works. Okay, so I think I'm in good shape there. I think these are now low. I basically tucked this underneath this one, and it's holding pretty good. And then I got me thinking I need to double check those. In theory, when I was working on this before I put all the paneling or the plywood on, I made those cutouts there, and I should have enough margin, but I need to check it. Let's see if I can put this under here somehow. Basically, ooh, yeah, that should work. Just don't want any movement from these. Oops. Okay, I confirmed that too, so there's enough clearance to those cutouts, because I didn't see any movement. So I think I'm good. So that's good. Everything should be in order. These interferences, this I took care of before I put the plywood on, but somehow I missed that one, which now I've taken care of it like I showed in the videos just before this. So I don't think I have any weird interferences or anything.